That's how it's supposed to be. That's how it should have been done in the first place.
If I don't bang my head, I trip over something. Bloody hell.
Or cut your finger.
Or cut my finger.
Or bang your head. You're so much my son. Seriously, the amount of accidents I had when I was younger. Well, you've seen me now. I don't think much has really changed.
Nope, not really. And then as you saw earlier on, we changed these. We've
we've actually done that now.
taken these off the top and lowered them down, so then it's level as well. And these are pushed back level with the frame, because if you'd noticed in the previous video, they were sticking out and it just didn't look right. So I think that looks better now.
Right, okay, basically what we've done, guys, is we've been out and we've been collecting resources, basically getting long dead standing poles, basically to make the roof with. We need long, sturdy, kind of dead but not rotten, so you've got to be kind of really picky with your poles. We found a few in like a clump all together. There's quite a few dead standing, so we've taken those down. No issue really with taking those down because they're completely brown bread. So yeah, we're using those for the roof. Now we're just cleaning up all the notches, because we have got a green tarp with us to kind of blend in with the greenery of our surroundings, to then sling over the top, just to go underneath all the debris that we're going to put on the top. And we're going to use moss and stuff like that as well, and do a bit of lattice work, crisscrossing poles on the top. But we just want to, given where we live, it's so wet, so rainy most of the time, we've got to make sure that we're absolutely waterproof no matter what. So we thought, well, we'll just go with a cheap tarp. We didn't spend a lot of money. But yeah, so that's what we're kind of going to be doing. We were hoping to do totally natural, but there's just nothing really that'll give you a solid, guaranteed, waterproof roof. Not in this country, you know.
You could use moss, but after a while it'd get waterclogged and then you'd have water dripping in.
Yeah.
So
that only really works on a sloped surface if you've got two apexes. Like if you've got an apex, you know, two sloped sides.
Yeah, and all
the water will then go down.
The water would go downhill.
Yeah.
But because
it's a flat roof,
it's such a shallow angle.
It's a flat roof.
It
Yeah.
just hold the water and it'd come down on us. So, and plus it's a hell of a lot of weight on the shelter.
Yeah, of course it is. Yeah. So that's why we're getting some really strong, nice, thick poles to create then the roof. And hopefully, when we put the final long roof back to front pieces on, we'll put them on with a bit of an overhang. So that because we've got the tarp and made sure that it's long enough to overhang by 2 foot at the front and down 2 foot at the back, because our beds do stick out beyond the back a little bit, just to give us a bit more room near the front for bags and what have you. That was part of the design. Whereas, just kind of swing the camera around in here where I've got my little stool, which I'm now using as a table. You could put a rucksack there. You know, you can put your gear bag at the end of the bed, and sort of the same with my side. Space for a gear bag. So yeah, so that's the idea. Okay, here's Matt. How are you? How are you? Just trimming up now one of the poles. We've now laid a few across the top, and we're just going to go around and trim them all up to size, and then take all those branches off. And I've now tied in, or rather we've tied in another pole where my hand is. That was the original pole to the roof frame, to the actual wall connection bit of frame. This is then part of the wall frame, the roof frame, sorry. That keeps it level, if you notice. Well, pretty much as level as we can in nature, but that pole is in sort of line with the back pole. So now we're putting cross braces on, going across, crosswise, widthways, from left to right, right to left, and then we're then going to put poles on front to back to then overhang and create like a veranda shelter bit on the front. So it'll probably overhang probably a couple of feet out, and that should all then create strength. Then we're going to do slight little V notches in these, so once these are on and cut to size, they don't move around, so they'll sit in a little V notch. So we'll probably come back when we've got that done. There's Matt on the other side. Say hi, Matt.
See you in a minute.
Alright, we'll see you shortly, guys.
Right, we've changed his mind again. We're going with this. As you can see, that the camera picks that up well. I think that's going to work a treat. So I'm being vague on purpose, so when we're back, this should be filled with branches.
Ah, yeah.
It's just a quick summary of what we've done today and the outro. So we started by changing these front bars around.
They were there, and we just lowered them 4 inches.
Lowered them
so
to hold
in front of these instead of on top of these, so they're a little bit lower. Gives us a bigger window aperture, but it also drops it just lower, so they've got something to push or be pushed against. So it's just a little bit more sturdy structure. Works better. So we've reordered and dropped those down.
Also, we have started the roof. It's about 50% done right now. We're doing cross poles which are lashed.
These solidly lashed, they're not going anywhere.
We notched, or we did a V-cut in the top of the logs, so they sit in the log so they won't slip or move. Something to bite against, and we lashed them. And then we decided what we were going to do originally was we were going to do full length poles coming out to a veranda
from the back to the front, sticking out to about here.
But the availability of poles that long is very low here, and the time it would have taken us to do that.
We changed minds.
Would have been a hell of a lot of work for us, and it would have been a bit boring for you guys to watch. So we changed his minds, and we've put a load of branches across the framing that we've already got, which will give adequate support for
like a crisscrossy lattice as you put each branch on.
Moss, and we're going to put moss on the top.
Moss on the top.
And the moss is going to weigh all those branches down, hopefully, if we put enough on. And then on top of that,
tarp on top.
We're going to put a tarp on the top, and then we'll probably break the colour. It's a dark green tarp, but we'll probably put more debris on the top of that, just to break the tarp up.
Because we've got an abundance of pine needles being in a pine forest.
But we're going to need some solid waterproof barrier, otherwise
we're going to get soaked.
We'll get soaked up here.
The weather's so changeable, and it can go from really nice to horrendous within minutes up here. So
and then as you can see, we've started on the back wall, and we're doing angled poles to the floor. And again, we're going to do similar to the roof. Is we're going to get a lot of branches to make like a cross lattice across the back, and then we're going to pile up a lot of moss and debris and stuff at the back, which should be fine.
Lots of plans.
We're going to say thank you very much for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell if you can, please. I had my lunch. I tried doing a little carving, angry faced carving.
The wood was wet, wasn't it? So it wasn't exact. And you've used a condor bushel or knife, which is not a carving knife. It's a big, hefty, do jobs knife.
I'm trying to practice the facial features, like the eyebrows and the cheekbones and stuff. So, but yeah, that's a different video altogether.
Sorry to interrupt.
Right. So, thanks for watching.
Yep. Cheers. Thanks for watching, and thank you very much to all the new subscribers. Thank you very much for your support, and thank you to all the subscribers we currently have. We've now topped at about 230
something. Yeah.
230 something, 232, 233, which is fantastic. Oh, and a massive shout out to James Larson.
Yeah.
Absolutely top geezer. He is the nuts. He really is such a nice guy. So thanks, Lundy, for giving us a shout out in your video, which has then sent a few people across to us, and I think they're continuing to come across in dribs and drabs as they watch that video of yours. So big thank yous. Give us a boost, just give us a hand, and it's nice to have people in the community of bushcrafters helping each other out a little bit like that, because you don't get much of it. So big thank you to James.
And we'll do the same for you, Lundy, that you did for us in a minute, and we'll show your channel. That'll be a second for you, but
in the editing it'll be in a second. We'll give a shot of your channel on the PC at home.
Okay, so this is a shout out to Lundy's channel, Lundy's WildCamp and Bushcraft. He's a top guy, helped us out, shouting us out in his videos, so we're repaying the favour. And as you can see, guys, he does everything bushcraft. He does hammock camping,
Polish Lavu.
He does Polish Lavu. He goes out with his mate Rooney, who's an absolute funny guy.
He does all the cooking.
He does all the cooking. Yeah. Oh, they eat like kings as well while they're out. So if you like food and all that kind of thing being cooked on open fires, then they do all that kind of stuff.
And James has actually put the effort in over the years to do, very similar like us, many different types and style of shelters, pot hangers, debris shelters, proper camps like a base camp with like framing and tarps, as you can see there.
But yeah, they do really, really, really good shelter builds.
Oh god, yeah.
They put a lot of effort in, and they do a hard graft. So
yeah, top guy.
Top man.
Big shout out. So yeah, cheers for helping us out, and sort of we're repaying the favour. If there's anybody that's on our channel that's sub to us that hasn't yet to James Lon Larson, pop over. He has got a smorgasbord of videos to watch.
Loads of binge-worthy content.
Oh
so.
yeah. Get over there, have a look, enjoy yourselves, and just give a mention in his comments and say you came over from FNS Bushcraft.